Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. So today we will start with the chapter 1 of class 10 science, that is chemical reaction and equation. First of all, we will discuss the difference between physical change and chemical change. Physical changes are those changes in which no new product is formed, whereas in the case of chemical change, new product is formed. So we can say that chemical change is that change in which a chemical reaction will take place. So whenever a chemical reaction will take place, new product will be formed. New product will be formed. All chemical changes or chemical reactions are irreversible. They cannot be reversed. They are irreversible. To understand the chemical reaction, we will take an example of rusting of iron. The main reactants or the substances which are involved in rusting of iron are iron, water and oxygen. So these are the three reactants which are involved in the process of formation of rust, and the product which will be formed is rust. So here there are three reactants, and the new product which will have different property is known as product. The properties of rust will be different and the properties of reactants will be different. These reactants will show different properties and the product will show different properties. And this complete equation is known as chemical equation. Or we can say that in a chemical equation, there are two parts, reactant and the product. In a chemical equation, there are two parts, reactant and the product. We'll take another example which is very important for the exam purpose, that is burning of magnesium in the presence of oxygen. Here we took the example of rusting of iron, that in rusting of iron there are three reactants and one product will be formed. In the case of next example, we'll take the example of burning of magnesium ribbon. In that case, the new compound which is formed is magnesium oxide. The new compound which will be formed is magnesium oxide. So here we'll see magnesium plus oxygen. So these are the two reactants. They will give the product magnesium oxide. So for this example, here we have a chemical equation. These two are the reactants and the new product which is formed is the product. This type of reaction, when we write in the terms of word, this type of reaction is considered as word equation or word reaction. Now we will write in this manner. This is the symbolic form. For magnesium, we have written the Mg. For oxygen, we will write O2. And the new compound which will be formed when these two things combine together is MgO. Or we can say magnesium oxide. So this is the symbolic equation. This one is the word equation and this is the symbolic equation. This example is very important for the exam purpose. Like in exam, examiner can ask what will happen when magnesium reacts with oxygen or when magnesium burns in air. So when magnesium burns in air, it will form a new compound, or we can say ash will be formed, which is magnesium oxide. So this is very important for the exam purpose. Next we will move to the characteristics. What are the characteristics of the chemical reaction? There are 4 to 5 characteristics of the chemical reaction which we will discuss. The first one is very important, that is evolution of gas. So first characteristic of chemical reaction is evolution of gas. This is the first characteristic. Evolution of gas, as the name suggests, as the point suggests, that in this process any gas will be evolved out. In this process any gas will be evolved out. So we will take the example Suppose zinc granules, zinc particles are added to sulfuric acid. So these are the reactant zinc particles added to sulfuric acid. The product which will be formed, production of one salt, that is zinc sulfate. Zinc sulfate will be formed and hydrogen gas will be evolved out, or we can say released out. So this is the symbolic form. This is the equation form. Symbolic form is zinc H2SO4 will give ZnSO4 plus hydrogen gas. Now with the upward arrow we will show that hydrogen gas is released out. So this is the symbolic equation, and here you can see that hydrogen gas is released out. So in this case, what happens is when a metal reacts with acid, salt will be formed and gas will be released out. In the lower classes, maybe you have studied how to check the presence of hydrogen gas. Whenever hydrogen gas is evolved out and we have to check that gas is hydrogen or not, we should bring a burning candle near the mouth of the test tube. If the pop sound appears, this means that the gas evolved out is hydrogen gas. If the pop sound does not appear or does not come out, it means that there is some other gas in this reaction. So in the case of hydrogen, we will test it by using a burning candle near the mouth of the test tube. So this is the first characteristic which we have discussed, that is evolution of gas. In this case, we can know that whenever a gas will be evolved out, we can say that chemical reaction is going on. Next, we will move to the next characteristic, that is change of state. In the case of change of state, as the name suggests, change of state means we have three states of matter, that is solid, liquid and gas. So whenever a chemical reaction takes place, there is chances when a chemical reaction takes place, change of state happens. What I want to say, suppose my reactant are in the gaseous form and the product which is formed will be in the liquid form. So that is an example of change of state. Consider with the example the process of change of state, which is the second characteristic, change of state. In this case, we will take the example of the production of water. So here the reactions will take place between hydrogen, which is in the gaseous form, and oxygen. So hydrogen and oxygen react together in the presence of electric spark to produce water. Water which will be formed is in the liquid form. So here you can see my reactants are in the gaseous form and the product which is formed is in the liquid state. So this is the word equation. Now we will move towards the symbolic equation. That is hydrogen, which is in the gaseous form, reacts with oxygen, that is 2 in the gaseous form. In the presence of electric spark, what will happen? Water will be formed, which is in liquid state. So here you can see, in this example, you can see that my reactants are in the gaseous form and the product which is formed is in the liquid state. So in this case, hydrogen and oxygen are in the gaseous state and the new product is in the liquid state. So this is an example of change of state. Next we will move towards the change in temperature. In that case we will discuss how, when a reaction takes place, how change in temperature take place. In that case we have two cases. In the case of change in temperature we have two cases. So we will move towards the third characteristic, that is change in temperature, which means whenever a reaction takes place, there is chances that change in temperature can occur. In this case, we will divide in two parts, or we can say we have two cases. First is exothermic and the second one is endothermic. Exo means out and thermic is heat. Heat will be released out. In the case of exothermic reaction, whenever I say that this is an exothermic reaction, it means that heat will be released out. So in the case of exothermic reaction, heat will be released out. If we take an example, the process of respiration, when a person respires or when a living being respires, that process is exothermic, in which heat is released out. Or in the case of endothermic, endo means in or absorbed. Heat is same, thermic is same, used for the heat. So here, heat will be absorbed. In this case, heat will be absorbed. When in a reaction, heat is absorbed, we will say this is an endothermic reaction. When in a reaction, heat is released, we will say this is an exothermic reaction. In this case, heat will be released out. So in this case, heat will be released out. Respiration is the example, and in the case of endothermic, photosynthesis is the example. So here, the process of respiration. In the process of respiration, heat will be released out. In the case of photosynthesis, heat will be absorbed. So this is also one of the characteristic of a chemical reaction where change in temperature takes place. So change in temperature can occur in two ways, in an exothermic way or in an endothermic way. In an exothermic way, heat will be released out. In the endothermic way, heat will be absorbed. Till now, we have discussed three characteristics. First is the evolution of gas. Second, change of state. Third is change in temperature. Next, we will move towards the types of reaction. We have to study how many types of reaction are there. So, we will start first with the combination reaction. So first type of reaction is combination. Combination, as the name suggests, here the substances will combine together. In the case of combination reaction, substances will combine together to form a new product. So first we will discuss the combination reaction. Combination reaction, here I take the most important example, reaction of quicklime with water. So when quicklime is calcium oxide. So calcium oxide, its common name is quicklime. Quicklime is its common name. So when calcium oxide reacts with water, that is H2. So when calcium oxide and water reacts together, they will form a new substance which will have different properties, that is calcium hydroxide. So calcium hydroxide will be formed. Common name is slagelime. You should know the common name for the exam purpose. So here two reactants combine together, calcium oxide and water. So two substances combine together to form a new product, that is calcium hydroxide. In this case, combination. So these are the reactants. Reactants combine together to form a single product, to form a single new product. Here we will discuss a question. In NCERT you have question, name a substance which is used for whitewashing. So the substance which is used for whitewashing is calcium oxide. And then they asked what will happen when calcium oxide or that substance will react with water. So you have to write this equation. When calcium oxide reacts with water, it will form calcium hydroxide. So it is an example of combination reaction. So this is the first type of reaction which we have discussed, that is combination reaction. Next we will move towards the decomposition reaction. I hope you understand the combination reaction where two or more reactants combine together to form a single product. And the product will have different property than the reactant. So this is all about the combination reaction. Now we should move to the second type of reaction, that is decomposition. Decomposition reaction. As in the case of combination reaction, with the name we understood that the substances are going to combine. In this case, with the help of the name, we understand the substance will get decomposed, or we can say the substance will get broken down. So in the case of decomposition reaction, a bigger substance will get broken down into two or more simpler substances. So in the case of decomposition reaction, a bigger substance, or we can say a bigger reactant, will get break down into two or more substances. Decomposition reaction is further of three types. This reaction is very important. Decomposition reaction is further divided into three types. First is thermal decomposition. First is thermal decomposition. Second, electrolytic decomposition. We will discuss each one by one. Second is electrolytic decomposition, and third is photolytic decomposition. So these are the three subtypes of decomposition reaction. Thermal decomposition reaction. Thermal decomposition reaction in which heat is involved. Electrolytic, as the name suggests, here decomposition will take place in the presence of electricity. Decomposition will take place in the presence of electricity. Third is photolytic. Here sunlight is involved to decompose the substances. We will discuss all three one by one. First we will take thermal decomposition reaction. Thermal, as I said, in this reaction heat is involved. We have to provide heat to break down the substance into smaller substance. So thermal decomposition, in the case of thermal decomposition, we will take example of heating of ferrous sulfate. So ferrous sulfate, or I can say iron sulfate, which is green in color. This is green in color. When ferrous sulfate is heated, this is the symbol which we use for heat. When ferrous sulfate is heated, this is a bigger substance, or I say this is the bigger reactant. It will form Fe2O3, which is brown color substance. Brown color substance, also known as ferric oxide, plus two gas will be released out, SO2 and SO3. So whenever ferrous sulfate, which is green in color, is heated, it will decompose into brown colored ferric oxide, and two gas will be released, that is SO2 and SO3. So two gases will be released, SO2 and SO3, when ferrous sulfide is heated. So this is thermal decomposition where heat is involved. So this is the first type of decomposition reaction where heat is involved. Next we will move towards the electrolytic decomposition. where electricity is involved to decompose the bigger substance, or I can say bigger compound. So second is electrolytic decomposition. In the case of electrolytic decomposition, we will take example of water. Water, when we pass electricity through it, the water will get broke down into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So this will be in the gaseous form, this will be also in the gaseous form, and water is liquid form. Water will only broke down in the presence of electricity. So here we will have the symbolic equation that H2O in the presence of electricity will break down into H2 and O2. These hydrogen and oxygen gases will be released out in a particular ratio, that is 2:1 by volume. 2 parts of hydrogen and 1 part of oxygen. So in the case of electrolytic decomposition, electricity is compulsory to break down the substances, or we can say to break down the bigger compound. So here water is broke down into 2 gases, hydrogen and oxygen. So this is electrolytic decomposition. Next we will move towards the photolytic decomposition, which is very important. Photolytic. In the case of photolytic, we will use the example of silver chloride. So last type of decomposition reaction is photolytic decomposition reaction. Let us consider the example, that is silver chloride exposed to sunlight. When we keep silver chloride under the sunlight, it will get decomposed into silver, which is in the solid form, and chlorine gas will be released out. So when silver chloride is exposed to sunlight, silver will be decomposed, and this silver is in grey colored form, which is used in black and white photography, which is an application of this reaction. Second is AgBr, that is silver bromide, almost the same reaction. Silver bromide, when kept under the sunlight, silver will be formed and bromine gas will be released out. So here almost same kind of reaction. Here we use the silver chloride, here the compound is silver chloride. In this case the compound is silver bromide. In the photolytic decomposition, we use sunlight to decompose the substance. So we have discussed 3 types of decomposition reaction. First is the thermal decomposition reaction, where heat is involved. In second case, we have discussed the electrolytic decomposition, where electricity involved. In the third case, we have used the sunlight. So that is the photolytic decomposition, where sunlight is involved to break down the complex substance into simpler substance. Basically, combination reaction and decomposition reaction are opposite of each other. Combination reaction, where 2 or more simple substances combine together to form a single new product. Whereas in the case of decomposition reaction, a single substance broke down into 2 or more substances. So if we talk about both the things, they are opposite to each other. So both the reactions are opposite to each other. Next we will move to the third type of reaction, that is displacement reaction. In the displacement reaction, what will happen? There will be change in position. So the third reaction is displacement reaction, where change in position of element take place. Suppose if I talk about displacement reaction, have you heard about the reactivity series? In the lower classes, we have discussed the reactivity series. A reactivity series consists of elements which are divided into three areas, or I can say which is divided into three categories, that is highly reactive element, middle reactive element and lower reactive element. So displacement reaction is based on that reactivity series. Displacement reaction says that when a highly reactive element displaces a low reactive element from its salt solution. So basically, when a highly reactive element displaces a low reactive element. We'll consider it with an example. Iron lead is there, which is dipped in copper sulfate solution, which is blue in color. Copper sulfate solution, which is blue in color. So this solution is blue color and iron nail is dipped in it. After a while, maybe 30 minutes or an hour, after a while you will see that blue color of copper sulfate changes to green color, which means chemical reaction is taking place, and that green color solution which is formed is FeSO4, that is iron sulfate, which is greening color, which means iron displaces copper from its aqueous solution because iron is highly reactive than copper. So green color solution will be formed, and on the iron nail which we used, you will see there is red color coating on the iron nail. That red color coating is nothing, it is a layer of copper. So in this reaction you can see that on the place of copper there is iron, which means iron is highly reactive than copper, so it displaces copper from its salt solution, and then this copper which is released out is the one which get displaced. So here we understand the displacement reaction where highly reactive element displaces the low reactive element. So in today's class we have discussed what is a chemical reaction, three characteristics of chemical reaction, then the types of the reaction that we have discussed, three types: combination, decomposition and displacement reaction. I hope you understand this. Thank you so much.